Brace the rudder! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an Enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
The Hilton sale is on. Now through September 29th, you can save up to 20% on stays this fall and beyond. Long weekends, last-minute getaways, holiday gatherings. There's a Hilton stay for all of them. More moments, more experiences, more destinations. Now 20% off for a limited time because it matters where you stay. Don't wait. Book by September 29th and save up to 20% at Hilton.com. Terms apply. Hilton for the stay.
Welcome, dear friend, to the Spirit Parlour. Thank you for joining me here tonight. The lanterns are glowing. The windows are opened ever so slightly to let in the crisp autumn air. Tonight, let's honor Mabon, the Autumn Equinox, that sacred moment when light and dark stand in balance before we tip into the longer nights of winter. So gather close. Imagine us setting off together to wander through golden woods, our footsteps crunching on fallen leaves, pausing to honor this magical threshold of the year where abundance and release meet in perfect harmony. Before we begin talking about the autumn equinox and how to celebrate it, I feel like I should have mentioned this sooner within the past episodes that I've done on the turning points in the year and how to celebrate it. Don't feel as if you need to celebrate only on that day. If you missed the equinox, you missed it. That's simply not true. Think of it more as an ebb and flow and a changing of tide and time. It's not one singular moment that needs to be witnessed and engaged with. This is a turning of time, a celebration of the energy that is now surrounding us, and acknowledgement of where you are when you're ready to be there. Now, the autumn equinox is often thought of as the second harvest of the year, a time when the fields are full, but the air already carries a chill of endings. In olden times, people celebrated by offering wine, bread, and apples to the land, recognizing that life and death, light and shadow were in this constant dance. The world and its seasons were celebrated and acknowledged, and you did so with your community. Mabon reminds us to give thanks, but also to let go. It's both feast and farewell. So tonight I want to guide you through herbs, crystals, and reflections that carry the magic of the season. Let's start with herbs. Plants have always been the earth's storytellers, and the equinox herbs whisper of protection, abundance, and balance. So let's discuss a few you might want to keep close during this season. First, a favorite of mine, rosemary. Also, probably already in your kitchen. Rosemary is long associated with memory and honoring loved ones. Folklore tells us that rosemary placed under a pillow can bring dreams of departed souls. And during this time, rosemary can be burned to thank ancestors for their guidance, or you can add it to your recipes, to roasted vegetables as both nourishment and blessing. And let's talk a little bit about sage. Sage is famous for clearing and cleansing. Sage during this time feels like sweeping the hearth before winter sets in. In folk tradition, bundles were hung in doorways for protection. You might brew sage tea to soothe the body and spirit as the days cool, or use it in a ritual to clear away what you no longer need. Another fantastic element to work with is cinnamon, a spice of fire and prosperity. In medieval times, cinnamon was so prized it was worth its weight in gold, making it a perfect symbol for abundance, right? Sprinkle it into cider, bake it into bread, or simply let its scent warm your home. Cinnamon is also said to stir courage, giving us strength to step into the darker season ahead. And I've mentioned on past episodes that cinnamon can be added to any spell to give it an extra boost of energy, as well as quicken the process. And finally, we have one of my favorites, mugwort. Mugwort is a liminal plant revered for dream work and divination. Folklore tells us that travelers would place mugwort in their shoes to banish fatigue. At Mabon, it can be burned in small amounts to invite visions, or place under a pillow to open yourself to intuitive dreams. And of course, we can't forget the apple, perhaps the most sacred fruit of the season. Slice it horizontally, and you'll find a star of 5 seeds hidden within it, a natural pentacle, which is a symbol of magic and protection. Apple peel divination was once a common practice, tossing a peel over your shoulder to see what initial it forms. It's said to reveal hints of your future love's name. Apples baked, pressed, or even offered on an altar carry the very heartbeat of autumn. Next, let's talk about crystal work. Crystals, too, hold their own seasonal voices, and they can harmonize beautifully with the equinox. Here are a few suggestions of what to work with. First, citrine. Warm as autumn sunlight, citrine is the stone of gratitude and abundance. Perfect. Carrying this crystal in your pocket during this time can help you count your blessings and recognize the richness you already hold. Some traditions say that citrine never needs cleansing, as it holds the eternal energy of the sun. Next, consider working with Smoky Quartz. This grounding crystal is perfect for helping us release what we no longer need. There are tales that Smoky Quartz was carried by Highland warriors for protection. Hold it in your hand while meditating on what you wish to let go of. Then set the stone on your altar as a keeper of your intention. Carnelian is also a wonderful stone to work with at this time. It's a deep orange in color, like the falling leaves. Carnelian stirs vitality, creativity, and courage. In ancient Egypt, it was called the setting sun and worn to give strength in times of transition. At Mabon, it can help us find the spark to carry into the darker months ahead. And finally, amethyst. Always a stone of spirit, amethyst brings balance and calm. Romans believed it prevented you from becoming drunk, but on a soul level, it clears away confusion and it centers us, helps guide us into attunement with our spirituality and our intuition. At this time, amethyst can be held during meditation to help us feel steadied when day and night and our own emotions are in a delicate balance. Might I suggest that you build a small equinox crystal grid, citrine in the east for abundance, smoky quartz in the west for letting go and release, carnelian in the south for courage, and amethyst in the north for balance. Place an apple or a candle at the center to anchor your seasonal intention. If you are a member of my Patreon community, I will be posting a printable of a possible crystal grid suggestion for you to do during this time. Just as that little aid, I love offering visuals where I can, which is hard to do otherwise in an audio podcast. Now I want to offer you a reflection exercise. You don't need to do it right now if you don't have time or if the timing just isn't good, but remember to come back to this when you can. If you like, close your eyes now, if possible, and take a slow breath. Picture yourself walking through an autumn forest at sunset. Golden rays of light shine around you, and vibrant leaves dance on the air currents before gently resting onto the ground around you. You carry a basket filled with the harvest of your year, your lessons, your joys, even your sorrows. All are to be acknowledged and held. You see before you on your path a wondrous great oak tree. Approach it and set your basket down lovingly at its roots. Whisper your thanks and gratitude, knowing that you've been cared for this year and you have much to celebrate, much to look forward to, and that life is simply quiet and beautiful. Look up at the branches of the oak tree above you, already releasing their leaves, and contemplate to yourself, what am I ready to let fall away? What would feel lighter if I released it? Allow the forest around you to hold your answer. Take your time with this and feel free to come back to reflect as many times as you would like this season. The autumn equinox is a lesson in rhythm. It teaches us that abundance and release are equally sacred. That balance is not a frozen moment, but an ever-shifting flow. By honoring both, we step in tune with the turning of the year. So thank you for sharing these moments with me tonight. Before we go, as a medium, I would love to open up the space to see if there are any messages to be offered to you at this time. There is a lot of feeling of reassurance coming in that things have felt uncertain. There's a wariness going forward that it's just going to continue to become darker and darker. Know that there is comfort here. There is comfort being offered. And that the person you are and the work you've done this year, it's enough. It's more than enough. We don't have to be successful and perfect all the time. Trust that some things just need time to flourish and grow. So don't ever lose hope in future goals or things you want. You'll be able to make them happen, and you'll do so with love and compassion and your own creative energy, and you're a force. You're an absolute force. So with that, it is also okay to rest. Trust the cycle. Trust yourself. You can find balance between light and dark, between calmness and strife, and you can continue to be a light of happiness and warmth for yourself and your loved ones around you. I hope you can carry this message with you throughout the season, throughout the year, and I hope that it helps guide your steps a little bit. Thank you. Thank you for holding the space with me and accepting this message. Thank you for joining me tonight in the Spirit Parlour for this celebration of the autumn equinox. Do you have your own personal rituals and celebrations that you do during the autumn months or for the equinox? please reach out and let me know or leave a comment where you can. Spotify is a great channel for that so that we can keep the conversation going in the community. I absolutely love that. Join me on my Patreon if you are so interested, patreon.com/italktoghosts. I offer a lot of printable offerings where I can that coincide with these episodes, and I am also brewing up some new magical ideas that I am hoping I can share with you. That's it for tonight. Have a lovely evening. Let's gather again soon. Take care.
The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to Brew Crime, a true crime and beer podcast. Join me, Mike.
And me, JT.
As we explore the world of crime, conspiracies, or whatever catches our attention. This is a podcast where we pick a theme, cover a few cases, and pair them with a brew.
Between themes, we do what we call Brew Crime News. A funny look at current news stories, be it crime, animals, sports, or even celebrities.
You can find us on all social media at Brew Crime. Our website is brewcrime.com. And you can find us on any podcast app at Brew Crime Podcast.
Join us as we discuss the horrible crimes that surround us and maybe, definitely, tip a bottle or two back as you do it. Drink with us weekly.